Hoo-wee! Fuck, that's so annoying. I honestly thought I was filming that whole time and I talked for like 10 minutes. Fuck me sideways, right? Okay, so this is activating creativity. This is my first solo vlog on this one. So far this would probably be my favorite paper. I absolutely love it. It's great. It's all about trying to activate my own creativity and looking at how my creativity influences the way I work. So this is just going to be a quick recap on the first 4 assignments that I've done. They were just like little weekly things. And then obviously go over the assignment that I'm trying to write right now. Okay, so week 1 was the first one we did, super basic. Shit, what the hell was it? I can't even think now. Okay, so it was curiosity. So for that assignment, I took a photo of my cat Bella. We had to take a photo that had the meaning of curiosity. So I took a photo of my cat Bella looking in my door at me. I took like 20 or 30 photos of like the same thing, just her sitting there like looking at me. And so after I'd done that, I sat down and researched Curiosity Killed the Cat, which was my original idea. When I heard the word curiosity, I immediately associated it with that. So I looked at the origins for that that catchphrase, and I found out the end of it was curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. So I used that to influence my decisions for when I thought I was done with the project, you know. So I took the images, put them into Photoshop, I think I used like 10 or 12 and used different layers of opacity just to have this really weird blended image, but then you could still make out exactly what it was, and then I put it in black and white and psh, look at that, it's a creative photo. But I think I did really well with that one. I wrote a little bit about it. I took my initial grace, my initial idea came from what Stan would call grace. So that's like a divine creative moment where it just hits you, you know, it's the eureka moment, it's the aha. So that was pretty good. That was a really good example of that for me. I find that quite a lot of my ideas come to me in that I hear something and then I'll just immediately click onto something. I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do. So I think that's a good basis for a lot of my creative ideas, is this divine intervention, the sun lightning bolt of just, oh, that's what I'm going to do. The second week was our marble run. I'm just going to check that this is recording because I don't want to do this fucking 1,000 times. Cool. So the second one was our marble run challenge. I worked in a group with this one. We were given it. I took it home. I researched it myself. I found a couple of videos on how to do like really good marble runs, and the one that I found, which was the most effective, was sort of like a roulette table, you know. So you put the ball in, it goes around a low angled flat piece of card like that. Your circle runs around it, and then you can go through the tracks to the final one. So yeah, great sketch me. Low angle, that's what we wanted, so you know, have more time to run around. We ended up making it out of like hard paper, and so I used the maximum dimensions from that, which was nearly 21 centimeters in diameter for these big things. So that was my idea. I brought that to the table. The other 2 people in my group, Iris and can't remember the other guy's name, he doesn't do the paper anymore, but they both came back, Iris came back with the idea of using like double-sided tape to try slow down the marble. So we tested both of the ideas we had using some divergent thinking. You know, we looked at how much room we had to use. We had 750 squared for the dimensions, so we like kind of marked that out on a table and set about constructing this thing. And doing the construction of this thing, we were definitely imparting a constructionist approach to learning. So what that means is a constructionist theory, which Pepper talks about back in his paper from '93. What's that called? The Children's Machine: Rethinking School and the Age of the Computer. Thank you, Pepper, for that. And that theory kind of is the idea that you get people to think about it, you know, that you construct it in your mind. And I think I do that for a lot of things, you know. Like I like to imagine things, get a good look at them in my mind, but the thing that I really like doing is the constructionist method, where you actually go out and you make something. And that's what these vlogs are for me. It's not actually a construction of such, but it's me physically bringing these ideas into the world through my voice, and then a video which I can then re-watch. So that's solidifying my ideas for myself by making them real, by making them something physical, which is a video. So that's that. So yeah, we set about making it. We tried a bunch of different stuff. We tested the tape on tubes and stuff, but that was pretty unpredictable. Unfortunately, sometimes it would be super tacky, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes the ball would stop. All that good shit. So we ended up using like 4 or 5 different I'm just gonna call them roulette pans, and use the maximum amount of space. I think we beat everyone by 6 seconds or something, which was pretty good. I mean, I was pretty happy with the end result. But yeah, working in a group, not my favorite thing. Yeah, I'm a lot more of a person that, I have an idea and I work in it in a linear path. And I kind of have my first concept, and then I keep that, and that's my final, which is, I know it's a bad thing, but I've been doing this since high school. It was a problem I had in high school when we were doing design. We'd have to, come up with an idea and then have 4 concepts from that. And every time I'd sneak my original idea back into my concepts and use that as my final. I always found that my initial ideas were always my favorite. Not always the best, but my favorite, so I always went with those because it was a personal choice, right? When you're working in a group, I have my one idea, and then there's 2 other ideas, and there's lots of bickering, and well, there's not lots of bickering, but I can't always have my way, which is probably a good thing in some respects, but not personally. So yeah, we did well on that one. I was pretty happy with the overall result. And now reflecting back on that, I can see that we used, a constructionist approach to learning, which is a great framework. And then the week after that, week 3, I think I did okay with week 3. We were given the task of taking a photo of a stapler and then ripping apart the stapler, taking another photo, and then using those parts from the stapler to create a humanoid robot or an insect robot, or just some sort of robot. Most people hand drew theirs, which is totally cool. I mean, I can't draw that well, so I had the idea of just using Photoshop to do this. So I think this is a mix between what is it called? I have it written down here. Not far back, not that far. Scheißen. Put this on the last one as well. No. Oh, maybe it's Ford. God damn, there it is. So, personality skill is what Stam talks about, one of his 5 sources of creativity, and that's your natural ability to achieve creativity. And for me, I think that's my personal skill at Photoshop, and I know I have that skill, so when this task was given to us, I immediately thought, oh sweet, I'll just take the photos, put them into Photoshop, cut out the pieces that I want, and then arrange those, like copy and pasting them. So I kind of had like a divine moment in that, and I was like, oh, I'll create a transformer humanoid robot, and I'll chuck it on like a sort of like a, what's his name? What's that Mel Gibson movie? The Highlander? Highlander, is that what it's called? I haven't actually seen it, but like he's standing there, sword and shield. I'll put the image in the description, but I mean, overall that thing probably took me like 20 minutes to make. I had the idea in class, got home, took the photos, did it in Photoshop, and uploaded it that night. Yeah, probably like 20-30 minutes in total. I didn't reflect on it at the time, which is stupid, because now I'm trying to like think about how I was thinking back then. But yeah, I think I did okay with that one. I mean, I didn't really put that much creative thought into it, which is not great, but I mean, the result was there, which isn't that great now, because I wish I had been more creative then, so I had more to talk about now, which is unfortunate, but that's life. And then the 4th week, which is the most recent one, we had 2 weeks to do this one. We were told to use a mini C moment, which is like a personal creative moment, or curiosity again. So I went with a mini C moment. I actually procrastinated really, really hard on this one. We were given it, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and then the week after that we were reminded of it, and then I woke up on a Saturday, I was super hungover, and I went, oh shit, I haven't actually done my... So I ran out of filming on that one. I've got a Bellcat on my lap, but I'll continue talking about my week 4 creativity challenge. So I woke up on the Saturday, I was hungover, as I just said, and I was thinking about how I was going to write this haiku. So I kind of sat down, jumped on Google, and looked at a haiku generator. So I thought, oh, that's a great idea. I'll look at how to write them. And it wasn't exactly the best generator as such, but it was more of a syllable checker. So I sat down and I was like, oh shit, this is what I'm going to do. I had a divine moment of creativity. I went, I'm going to write a haiku on how to write a haiku. So I kind of just wrote down what I already had. And so this is my haiku. It says, how to a haiku. Google a generator, then bullshit the rest. So that's exactly what I did to create my haiku. I thought, oh, how do I do it? I googled a generator, and then I literally bullshitted the rest. And there we had it. I think that was a pretty good example of divergent thinking for myself. I was looking at how to write a haiku, and I went, oh, I'll look at all my mini-C moments from the last week. I was thinking about all these different moments, and then it hit me that, oh, what I'm doing right now could actually be a mini-C moment. Like writing this haiku could be my creative spark, and so it was, and then I just bullshitted the rest, and look at that. That's pretty neat. And now we're at the end of the 4 weeks. It's week 6 now at uni. We're looking at our first assignment. So the first assignment is a 2,000 word essay, reflective essay, and it's looking at 3 main topics. Firstly, the theories of creativity from selective frameworks. So that's looking at STAM's creativity stuff, and also looking at, what's his name? I don't have the guy's name, but I've been looking at heuristic inquiry and heuristic learning, which is a self-reflective way of learning. I'll talk about that in a minute. Secondly, the characteristics of creative process, which is like the same sort of shit. And then the understanding that informs the activating of my creativity, so how my creativity works. So I'm actually really excited to write this because I think I'll be able to do pretty well at it, hopefully. So this whole vlog was just me talking about my stuff so that I can write about it through the video by rewatching it. But I've probably got 300 words down just from my reflections after the actual assignments that I had done. I usually write 100, 200 words after each assignment just to have a little breakdown. So I've got all those. I can take some of the good parts out of those, reword some other bits. We also get to talk about our blocks in our creativity, and a big block for me is a distraction, like my cats and playing video games and just watching shit on YouTube. It's 20 past 5 now. I spent 15 minutes recording this the first time and that didn't work. So, but this is the first uni work I've done since I got home at 3. So that's kind of shitty of me. And after this I'm probably going to go make dinner, so that's even less time I've actually put into this. But I digress. We need to show a level of understanding of creativity, a developed idea. When we first, our first initial ideas of creativity were all pretty broad and kind of a bit silly. So I kind of need to come up with a new definition for creativity. I need to come up with an elevator pitch for creativity, that I can stand in an elevator and make someone think that I have a firm understanding of what creativity is in this world, which I really don't at this time, but hopefully I'll figure that out while I'm writing this. What else do I have to talk about? I guess, yeah, I probably also need to create a mind map of my thinking from the last couple projects. I think that would be a good thing for me, because I can show that the tasks that I did in a linear fashion, the ones I did divergently, my divine ones, and show a little bit of a backing to my ideas, not just I came up with this idea and I went with it, which is kind of what I did for some of them, but I'll be able to discuss how I wish I'd been more creative at the time, so that this whole assignment would have been a lot easier on me. What else do we talk about? I know it's hard for me now. I've talked about this shit 3 times and it's only worked once, and then the recorder stopped recording so much, so this is the second time I've talked about this, so I'm kind of over it. But yeah, I need to do some more readings, look at more frameworks, and get a better idea of what creativity is, and that'll help me inform my decisions. So that's my Activating Creativity Assignment 1 vlog. Say goodbye, Bella. Wait, wait. Sorry. Oh, where's the off button? There it is.